As the great writer and philosopher George Santayana once said, those who do not learn history are doomed to repeat it. That is a very pertinent phrase when looking to invest in anything. Learn its history, learn what's happened in the past. It could help inform what will happen in the future. But my argument here today is that this fundamental change in the world that we've seen in 2020 has made it such that the history of silver is a little bit just useless to look at. It could go anywhere. It could go up massively. We've seen it go down massively this year as well. So there's a lot to factor in, and I hope today's video will enlighten you on some of the things that I'm thinking about for 2021 and beyond when it comes to silver. Hello everybody, Backyard Bullion here, and a warm welcome to you all joining us for a reflective, objective look back at silver prices in 2020 and beyond to see what we can glean and learn and inform our purchasing decisions going forward into 2021 and beyond. It's important to put my disclaimer in here to say that I'm not a financial expert. I'm just a guy who likes to talk about shiny things here on YouTube. So any financial decisions you make, having watched this video, are yours and yours alone. Now, looking back at history, looking back at price points in history is a really important tool, especially for investing in silver, let alone any investment product. And from the famous writer and philosopher George Santayana, those who do not learn history are doomed to repeat it. But my argument here is that the world has seen such a huge paradigm shift in nearly every walk of life that we once called normal, that I think looking back at silver's history in 2008, 9, 10 to the run up in 11 is pretty much useless. I mean, yeah, you can see that there was a low point and then silver improved and increased over 5 times to give us that all-time high of around about $49 an ounce, something like that. Will that happen again? Is that happening now? We've seen a low in 2020, which was arguably a low, the lowest low that we've seen in quite a while. My argument here is no, because the paradigm shift that we saw in 2020 for silver was that only for a very brief moment were you actually able to buy silver at that low price point that we saw back in late March, early April. And that's because mints, refineries, dealers, sellers of silver very quickly cottoned on to the fact that supply was very low, and despite the fact that paper silver, this manipulated number you see on your screens that's been dumped by hedge funds to meet margin calls and traders on the big markets around the world, they were not able to sell at that point. So these refineries and dealers and mints around the world hiked their prices, hiked their premiums, rightly or wrongly so. We can put that argument in a box for another time. But the point is that you could not for love nor money buy an ounce of silver close to spot price. The premiums prior to this entire crisis were quadrupled, quintupled even, and more. So that's the main paradigm shift that I'm saying is why we cannot rely on the past going forward. That didn't happen back in 2008, 9, and 10 when silver was low. It was just business as usual. People were buying silver, people were enjoying the rise, and there is no doubt that I have been enjoying the rise this year as well. All of the silver that was bought, coins, Queen's Beast, 10-ounce Queen's Beasties, all of the other silver investments that we bought in 2016, 17, 18, and early 1920 were lovely. They were brilliant. And I look back at those now and thinking, God, those are the days when you could buy an ounce of silver for £15 an ounce. Why can't we do that now? Well, we couldn't do that when silver price went down to £10 an ounce, and we certainly can't do that now that silver has settled in at where I think this new sort of paradigm normal is for silver. The premiums back in March and April indicated to me that there was this physical price point of about £18, £19 an ounce, which is the new low. So that now is the new low that we can perhaps, and this is the only sort of situation where I will kind of say, looking back at the past, once you see a bottom, what's the word? I was going to say ceiling. When you see that floor, when you see that lower floor that silver can't break through, that is for me the moment where you can say, yeah, okay, so buying silver at that point isn't a bad price to be buying it at. That's my argument here. That's very different to where things were in the past. Now, how far can silver go into 2021 and beyond? That's anybody's guess, and I'm certainly not here to tell you that silver is going to go to the moon. For those who've been watching my channel for a long time, you'll know that I am not an advocate of that. I'm not a soothsayer. I am not somebody who will be able to categorically say silver is going to yield you huge returns. I don't think that's a responsible thing to do because it is so unknown. However, I'm looking at this objectively from my point of view, and my pessimism is still in force, but my optimism has most certainly come up in droves this year. I have seen firsthand the devaluation of our pound over this last 3 or 4 years, and with Brexit and everything, it's just awful how little value the pound has. And that has been one of the main drivers for me to accumulate metal, to protect the cash, the wealth that we have against that value of currencies, because there is a lot of unknowns going forward into 2021 with the UK and Brexit. And not just the UK, we're looking all around the world with the amount of money that's been pumped into, all of the brown stuff that we are dealing with in this world right now. There is going to be some significant financial implications going forward. That is why I am very bullish on silver. I think that even buying right now is a good opportunity at the price points. It's going to be interesting for us in the UK post-Brexit date of 31st of December, beg your pardon, as to whether or not silver is still affordable. It feels okay at the price points before this weekend. I've woken up on Monday. This is Monday morning that I'm filming, by the way, so anything can happen before this video goes live on a Wednesday. But you sort of look at the markets on Monday morning, seeing them rise and rise and rise with the news that the UK is going into ridiculously higher restrictions and lockdowns, and also European countries are closing their borders to us now. We are becoming the untouchables, and it's scary. It really is. And I'm not scared in terms of silly things like running out of food and things. I think that there'll be a run on the shops today. I think for us, Christmas was cancelled. I was going to be going up and spending it with my parents, and as a consequence, me and I would imagine a significant amount of other people in this country had not got their Christmas supplies in. So we were planning to go to the shops today to get Christmas supplies. I'm fully expecting it to be rammed with people, and that pessimism, that fear, that lack of optimism. I think that lack of optimism, genuinely though, is what is fueling people's concern about the future, and that in itself is what fuels silver's and gold's growth. Anything that is a safe haven asset, uncertainty is what fuels their growth, and that is ultimately my case here to say we don't even need to look back at the past for what might happen in the future. The present is enough to say there is brown stuff hitting the fan every single day that we look at this world. Something changes. Yes, we've got the vaccine. Now there's this new strain here in the UK, and I think it's been discovered elsewhere in the world as well, but there's this new strain which is more contagious. Our health services are going to be overrun. I know firsthand that there's a lot of skepticism about a lot of the sort of figures and news that we see out there. My argument here is just listen to what we're being told, for goodness sake. The conspiracy theories really, really annoy me, and I don't really want to go on a rant about conspiracy theories and, just moaning at people for perpetuating falsehoods. That's not what this channel is about, but there is a lot of disinformation out there. And if it turns out that governmental sources are wrong in the long run, fine, okay. But they're working with what they are being told. There is no giant conspiracy out there. And it is really annoying to see responsible people say those kind of things. People with power, influencers, to say things like that. Stay at home, stay safe, stay protected. Keep your families safe, and that is the most important thing. And in terms of keeping your family's finances safe, I would say that investing in silver, buying gold, if you're in the UK, gold is just so much more of an attractive option, but buying the precious metals is something that you can do to protect your family. It should be done very responsibly though. There is no doubt that there is volatility in the market, and whilst it is of course a wonderful asset to hold and to have, you get in trouble with silver by buying it and then not being able to sell it at the opportune moment. If you are forced to sell it in a time when you do not choose, that is when you lose money with silver and gold. And it is really important to manage that and manage your budgets, manage your expectations, manage your exit strategies about what you want to achieve with your silver. And that is what I say will make you the most money going forwards into 2021 and beyond. Now, in terms of the long-term strategy for silver purchasing going into 2021, as I said, it's all a little bit up in the air right now with regards to Brexit and where things will be going forwards. So I do genuinely think that there is going to be buying opportunities in terms of trade deals with Europe. I think that whilst we might not get one before the end of this year, for those of you who are in the UK, looking at silver as an investment, bide your time, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Ultimately, though, I think over the very long period of time, even buying right now with the enhanced premiums of VAT or taxes, it could actually still come good in the end, but it will be a longer term holding investment to have. For me personally, I'm going to be holding off buying silver. I've just had a significant delivery of casting grain, which I'm very, very happy that I bought last week, 2 weeks ago, before this Monday morning price increase. That's just the way it goes. Sometimes you might buy right now and it might go up, it might go down. That is always something to remember. But for me, holding back now, we've got what we need as a business to supply ourselves for the next, pretty much the first kind of 3, 4, 5 months of 2020, depending on volume. And then we'll have to sort of look at where the world is, where the UK is, where Brexit is, where silver buying is. We might well have trade deals with the USA. And or other countries that might be able to supply us good priced cheap silver. Who knows? That is the entire point, I guess, of this video. Who knows? And to summarize, yes, looking back at the past and learning from history so that we're not doomed to repeat it is really important. And having that fundamental understanding of where things were, where things are right now, and where things could go is really important. But don't rely on it. Don't just say, yeah, we've seen some big rises in the past, that's going to be automatic. I think there will be recovery periods coming up in 2021. I'm hoping for them anyway, because all of the world right now is dying out for, or crying out, I should say, for some semblance of normality. And if this vaccine takes hold and starts to really reduce numbers of hospitalizations and cases and everything, and we do start to see semblance of normality, I think we'll see a boom time in various different markets that are not silver related, and that's going to, of course, then drag silver back down. I think that drop down for silver will be temporary, and I think that in the long term, the economic impact of the billions and trillions and quadrillions of pounds and dollars that have been spent on this entire crisis will start to come to the fore, and we'll see that impact on currency values and devaluations of currencies over time. So I think there's going to be ups. I think there's going to be downs. I can very much foresee silver over a very long period having a gradual rise. In fact, that went the wrong way across the screen. There we go. Gradual rise up to the top right of the charts. But I do think that next year we're going to see prices go up. I think we're going to see recoveries. I think we're going to see prices go down. And then I think we're going to see inflation. And who knows where it could go. It could go high. It could go even higher than we've seen in the past. That's going to basically be fueled by inflation, I feel, rather than material value of silver, but I could be wrong. So anyway, look, that is my collection of thoughts, my objective reflection at 2020's tumultuous year and what we can glean and learn from it going forwards. I would love to know what you think about 2020 as a year of buying silver and what we can look to for 2021. Are you buying? Are you buying at these price points? Are you going to continue to buy up the chart as silver rises? Where do you think it's going to top out at? All of these questions are really interesting for me to glean other people's opinions, and I know for a lot of new stackers out there it does form a very good foundation of knowledge for people to sort of read, understand and question as well. And it's one of the whole point why we make these videos, just rambling, talking, and it's sort of just understanding other people and what they do. So if you've enjoyed this video, you know what to do, hit a thumbs up on it. Now, earlier this month, we put out a video saying that we might be getting to 30,000 subscribers by the end of the year. YouTube had other plans, though, because they've been doing sub-purging of spam accounts. You may well have seen my channel and others. All down in the comment section, you see these spam bots putting sexualized images on content and things like that, or Bitcoin scams and things like that. There's a whole host of them, and YouTube brilliantly has been purging them. So good on YouTube for finally actioning actioning that and getting rid of these spam accounts, because they really were an absolute pain in the arse, if I'm being completely honest. You know, it's one of these things where when you've got a channel and you monitor your comments, it's really fun to see the comments come in and reply to them. But it got to be a bit of a chore, because every time I would upload a video, for the first 20 minutes, most of the time I would be just purging these comments, and it's just, yeah, I don't like it, didn't like it. And you ban them from your channel, but that doesn't unsubscribe them if they've managed to sort of bot subscribe to your channel. And a lot of the time they will bot subscribe to your channel so that they can then automatically put posts and comments on new videos when they go up. So well done YouTube for purging those accounts, but boo on YouTube, because it means I'm not going to hit 30,000 subscribers before the end of the year. That doesn't change our plans for a pretty cool giveaway to have in the first part of 2021 when we get there. So make sure you hit that subscribe button if you want to see all about that at some point in the future. Otherwise, big thank you to you all for watching. Have a fantastic week ahead. Stay happy, stay healthy, stay safe, and we'll see you all on the next one. As always, please make sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe for more.